All right, we are 2-0 in our last two extra daily picks on BrockPage.com. And the link for today's extra daily pick is in the description section below. And of course, the extra daily pick is a package that I offer on my website. And it's just $2.99 through the end of February. And if you're thinking about betting on the big game here on Sunday, we're also 3-0 in our last three NFL tier package picks. And we have three more plays going off in that package on Super Bowl Sunday as well. Now, guys, I do daily premium sports picks on my website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of February. We currently have over 840 members. We're signed up and active on my safe and secure website. A lot of, really good stuff going on there. I share with you my personal bets on that website, games that I actually have my personal action on. And I tell you what, it's very active in the comment section on that website. We've had a handful of comments over the past week or so on that page. A lot of folks treating it somewhat as an open forum. And it's a really cool website where I'm making a lot of good friends. And of course, the patrons are making good friends with other patrons as well. It's a great community there. Bringing a lot of people together. So if you think, maybe that's something you'd be interested in, all you have to do is just check it out. Go to brockpage.com or click any of the links that I have in the comments section below. You can also check out my current record for free right there on the homepage as well. But with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. Talking about some college basketball action here today. And we're going to start with Uconn taking on Xavier, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Xavier's -1 with a total at 138.5. Now, Xavier's 11-3 straight up at home this year. And they've also done a real nice job on the defensive end of the court. The Musketeers are allowing just 62 points a game at home. And they're limiting their competition to just 39% shooting from the field there. Now, scoring-wise, Jack Nunge, he's scoring over 12.5 points per contest, along with 7 rebounds. Meanwhile, Paul Scruggs, he's averaging a dozen points a game himself, along with 4 boards and 4 assists. Now, Xavier, they've done a pretty nice job grabbing offensive rebounds this year. They're taking on a Uconn team who failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 themselves. And as good as they've been this year, they're actually playing just 500 basketball on the road. Now, in certain spots, the Huskies, they're actually having a tough time defending the 3 ball. So look for that area to be potentially problematic here this evening for them. Now, total-wise, Uconn saw unders recently with Creighton and DePaul. Meanwhile, Xavier went 6-3 to the under in their last 9 themselves. I'm going to lean towards Xavier -1. And the under 138.5. Next ball game, it is going to be Nevada versus Utah State, 9 o'clock Eastern start time. Utah State's -11, totals 145.5. Now, Utah State got the W in 5 out of their last 6 ball games. They're 5-1 against the spread during that stretch. The Aggies are scoring over 77 points a game at home. And they're also in the top 15 in the country in shooting from the field. Justin Bean's averaging 18.5 points per contest, along with double-digit rebounds. Now, Bean's also drilling 50% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Brandon Horvath, he's scoring 13 points per contest himself, along with 6 boards. And when it comes to defensive play in this one, Utah State allows only 62 points a game at home, and they've done a pretty nice job rebounding the basketball defensively in front of their home fans. Now, they're taking on a Nevada team who lost 7 out of their last 8 on the road. As a matter of fact, the Wolfpack finds themselves in the middle of a 6-game losing streak. They also failed to cover the number in 8 out of their last 10. So not only are these guys failing in real life, they're failing in the betting world as well. Now, Nevada's biggest issue this season has been their defensive play. They're allowing over 76 points a game when they travel. And they're having one heck of a time guarding the 3 ball. They're not doing a great job in that category as well. When it comes to the total in this one, Nevada saw overs recently with Colorado State, Air Force, and Boise State. Meanwhile, the Aggies on the other side of things, they saw their last 3 straight get over the line themselves, 60% to the over in their last 10 against Nevada. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. I'm going to lean toward Utah State minus 11 and the over 145.5. Sorry, I keep forgetting to move the big screen behind me. We haven't done it in a while. But anyway, next matchup, it is going to be Fresno State versus Colorado State, 9:30 Eastern tip-off. Now, Colorado State's minus 6 with the total at 130. The Rams are averaging 80 points a game in front of their home fans, and they're making nearly 51% of their field goals in that same category. Now, David Roddy is scoring over 19 points per contest, along with 7 boards and 3 assists. And most impressive, Roddy is making 50% of his three-pointers. He's pretty much automatic from three-land. Meanwhile, John Tanji is drilling 47% of his 3 balls himself. He's also averaging double-digit points a game. And speaking of shooting the basketball, Colorado State's in the top 10 in the country in offensive field goal percentage. They're taking on a Fresno State team who's certainly not built for a track meet. The Bulldogs are averaging only 63 points a game on the road, and they've had a pretty tough time grabbing offensive rebounds. Now, Fresno also has themselves a losing record straight up when they travel. When it comes to the total in this one, 5 out of Fresno's last 7 fell under the posted number. Meanwhile, Colorado State, 60% to the under for the entire season themselves. I'm going to lean toward Colorado State, minus 6 in the under 130. Next contest, it is going to be UNLV versus Boise State, 11 o'clock Eastern start time. The Boise State Broncos are minus 8.5, totals 130 and a hook. And as good as Boise's been, I do actually have concerns about this number here. It's rather large. The Broncos failed to cover in their last 2 straight. They went just 3-5 against the spread in their last 8. Now, when these guys play at home, well, Boise's covering in just 40% of those contests as well. The Broncos' biggest problem this season has been their offensive production or lack thereof, however you want to look at it. The Broncos are averaging only 67 points per contest, and they're shooting just 62% from the stripe, so even when they get to the line, they're not making their opponents pay. Now, they're taking on a run-and rebel program who covered in 3 out of their last 4. And that includes outright victories over Air Force, Nevada, and you guessed it, Colorado State, one of the best teams in the country right now. And when it comes to shooting the 3-ball, the Rebels are in the top 35 in the nation in offensive 3-point percentage on the road. Donovan Williams is drilling over 45% of his shots from downtown. He's also scoring 14 points a game. Meanwhile, Royce Ham, he's drilling 41% of his shots from beyond the arc himself. That's a New Jersey reference, by the way. Royce Taylor Ham. Who put that in the notes? Anyway, total-wise, UNLV saw unders recently with Air Force, Nevada, and San Jose State. Meanwhile, Boise saw 5 out of their last 8 fall under the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward UNLV plus 8.5. And the under 130 and a hook. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at broadpage.com, where we are 2-0 in our last couple of extra daily picks on that website. I like Xavier minus 1 under 138.5. Utah State minus 11 over 145 and a hook. Colorado State minus 6 under 130. UNLV plus 8.5 under 130 and a hook. And as far as all the other games go across this great nation, give me Youngstown State minus 2 over 143. Give me Akron minus 3 under 130. Manhattan plus 5 over 142. Robert Morris plus 7 over 142. St. Peter's minus 8 under 130. UW Milwaukee plus 9 over 146.5. Green Bay plus 8 under 129. Siena plus 9 under 138.5. St. Louis minus 5.5 under 138. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are also 3-0 in our last 3 NFL tier package picks on brockpage.com. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward who's our next and final pick. Nothing. We already did it. We already went through all the picks. Anyway, guys, that was a mistake on my part in writing my notes down. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. If you end up getting a membership here today, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.